Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm so excited for today. Welcome to September 17th, 2021, and welcome to New Earth University, Aloha. I'm really excited today because we have a lot to share with you. We have a lot of great speakers ahead of us. We have just a fun-filled day. We're coming to you virtually. I wish we could be there with each of you in person, physically. We could be talking together in the same rooms that we normally do, seeing one another and sharing in each other's company. But we can do that virtually, and we can do that safely, keeping the folks around us safe. I'm really, really glad for this kind of technology that allows us to be able to have these kinds of meetings, events, communications, because we still have a lot of people to help with products and with a company that really makes a difference. And of course, that is you out there in the world right now. So thank you for taking the time to be with us. Here we are on the morning of Aloha. Now, some of you might be saying to yourself, well, I'd like to get other people, maybe they didn't register, I'd like to get them involved. I want to make you aware of a couple of things. First off, you can copy the section link. We are going to have a couple of links for each of the sections that we will go through today. So you can copy that URL and simply text it. Send it out to whomever you would like. We'd love to have their company. We'd really love to see them. They can join us and ask questions in the chat. And we will have people monitoring the chat as we go to help fulfill those needs and answer those questions. You can also share the playlist. If you want to share the whole event, you can share that playlist link and they can watch all of it. So you will get alerts on sections when they are about to start by subscribing to New Earth's channel. That is New Earth's YouTube channel. Really, really a lot of good information. We use this quite frequently. So if you want to stay in touch with a lot of great video that can keep you up to date on everything going on in the world that is New Earth, click it and you will be able to see us here and get alerts. So to get us started, I'm excited to share with you our theme for the day. We didn't pick Aloha just by happenstance. It's a word, an opportunity, event, a spirit that means a lot to us. Take a look. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to it. I'm excited for today. We've got a bunch of great stuff ahead of us for today. And welcome to Aloha. Welcome to New Earth University, September 17th, 2021. I am looking forward to what is in front of you. I think you should be as well. There's a lot of great things coming, a lot of great speakers that we're going to get to talk to today. And I am excited that I get to be the first one on this event to say the word aloha to all of you. I know that we've been in a pandemic and that a lot of us have, perhaps wanted to travel and couldn't. And there were maybe, places that we wanted to go that we couldn't go. And I know that that's sometimes difficult, right? It can be straining to feel trapped. So what better than to have a virtual travel together and experience this word aloha and what it could mean for us here at New Earth. We're going to go on the trip to the islands together. But before we do that, what's in a word? What does that even mean, aloha? If you've ever been to the Hawaiian Islands or just traveled there virtually, you will, without any doubt, first be introduced upon leaving your transportation by a traditional greeting. Someone's going to look you in the eyes and smile, because those things go together, and they will say the word aloha. And you've heard it before and likely recognize it as a customary greeting for the indigenous people of the island. And as much as such, you may even, say it back to them, aloha. It feels good to say it. In fact, when you're in a group of people, when the speaker says aloha and everybody says aloha back, that's a lot of fun. It's a tradition they have. And in doing so, as with all words, I would ask you this: do you mean the same thing back to them, a native islander, that they meant when they said it to you? Isn't that an interesting question? They said aloha to you and they meant something. When you said aloha back, what did you mean? I mean, here in the US, we say, hi, how's it going? What's up? It's a little more distinct, a little more different. But aloha is different. In this case, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that likely, particularly if you're unfamiliar, the answer is no, you did not mean the same thing when you said it back, which is okay. I've previously been the same for me. It is only over the years of hearing that word that I began to, and particularly for this event, that I began to investigate it and sort of crack the surface of what that means. So first, aloha is more than hello or welcome. It is also goodbye. But more than either of those, it is the proximity of our heart and the heart of the people and the land that we are addressing. As such, the deeper meaning of that word aloha, of course, then is love. Love for people, land, and our interconnectedness to one another. The symbolism here is so strong that the greeting extends past the duration of a simple good morning or good evening. Rather, on the islands, aloha, as you may have heard, is considered a way of life. Better said, they call it the spirit of aloha. Well, it certainly has to be more than a greeting to be the spirit of aloha for the islands. So let's ponder this for a minute. Words and their meanings come from the people who use them, and they develop meaning over time. And here on these special islands, we find that aloha is more precisely a way of life for how we treat our fellow humanity and the land upon which we live. That is beautiful. And hence, of course, the reason that it is our theme for New Earth University. We love one another. We want to say hello and goodbye, but we also want to have that spirit of connectedness to each other and to the land. Does that not sound like New Earth? Have we not been living the spirit of aloha for a long time, maybe not even knowing it? We may not have had a name for it, but it is my distinct hope and intention that this word applies to our community. So now let's break this word down even further and discover some specifics that the word can teach us and how they might relate to us as compassionate wellness entrepreneurs. So first, the A of aloha, Akahai. It's not Akahai. They say every vowel, long form. So Akahai, meaning kindness, or more specifically, grace, to be expressed with tenderness. How beautiful is that that's the way it starts. Kindness is not widely regarded as a matter for serious business people today. Isn't that sad? But it's true. Corporate language is rife with tropes of fighting and fury and lightning. Shows like maybe The Apprentice or Shark Tank imply that success is down to an individual's willingness and ability to win, no matter what the cost is. And many leaders remain in this sort of hawk or default mode of engagement that is cold, domineering, hyper-competitive, an old-fashioned type of tough guy archetype that remains stubbornly difficult, to say the least. Simply put, kindness is not high on the common or garden capitalists' priority list, which is kind of interesting. Maybe that's some of the reasons people struggle with the idea. And yet, it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. There's no reason for that. All around us, there are examples of businesses reaping the consequences of behavior that might reasonably be classed as unkind. There's examples, British Airways and Virgin Atlantic have been just savaged recently for their treatment of their staff. Because when it gets out, everybody knows in this very social world, the share price of a fashion retailer in the UK called, I think it's Boho or Boohoo, has struggled under the weight of claims about malpractice in its supply chain. Even mega companies such as Apple have been under fire for that and have shown on display their obvious lack of grace. Amazon's campaign on career development opportunities afforded to its warehouse teams may sound, phony to those workers who have protested working conditions as unsafe. And it's interesting because when we hear these things, do we not automatically say, I bet so? I bet so. I bet that is how that goes. Why? Why do we think that? Because kindness in the business world can be a vacuum, but not here. And hopefully not for long. The mood music is changing. According to a recent article in The Guardian, a poll carried out for the strategy consultancy, from a strategy consultancy group revealed that just one person in 8, this is crazy, wants life to return exactly as it was before when the coronavirus pandemic is over. So at New Earth, we assert that there is a widespread appetite for a kinder society that allows workers and individuals more time with family and friends and cares about the environment and ensures high levels of employment, but also high levels of opportunity. I mean, after all, is that not what we offer here? Does that maybe put a different light on our business opportunity, the opportunity to be a wellness entrepreneur, while providing a wholly owned opportunity to develop income as directed at the invitation and choice of each individual associate? Imagine what can be accomplished by a physical or virtual outstretched hand to another with a simple invitation. I think I can help. if you're interested? What if that was our reflex? Or if that was the world's reflex? Wouldn't it be different? Wouldn't it be beautiful? Well, if others aren't going to do it, we can. The next letter, L. Lokahi. I think it's Lokahi. Lokahi. I'll have to ask somebody. What's the meaning of it? Unity, unbroken, to be expressed with harmony. To develop a winning team culture, to create and maintain unity and harmony, you need to focus on the heart and spirit of individuals in a team or organization that you lead. Winning teams have unified and harmonious hearts and spirits that are for each other. When the heart and spirit of an individual turns to the negative, it can seriously infect the environment, the culture, the relationship between other individuals in a community. So unity and harmony is vital for a team or an organization to have overall success and to self-actualize and achieve a particular agreed upon vision or particular growth. To grow unity and harmony, the heart and spirit of individuals needs to be aligned with trusting relationships. And individuals have to be empowered positively to believe in themselves and each other. This is like oxygen for all teams and organizations. Without it, it's like trying to drag your team forward in really high altitude with no oxygen. It's a very painful slog and rough going. Trust, therefore, is the true medium of exchange. It's the thing that creates unity and harmony. When trust is broken, unity and harmony are lost. So there are three key initial strategies that maybe you could implement to strengthen and maintain that unity and harmony. Maybe one strategy is identify the different personalities that exist. There's an interesting book. There are 4 different and basic personalities in any team or organizations. This is a Florence Littauer. She wrote about this. You should look it up. It's a great book. The 4 different types in a team setting are sanguine, melancholy, choleric, and phlegmatic, right? It is imperative when you are leading people that you understand the type of personalities that you have around you, because different personalities have different strengths and weaknesses. And some personalities connect better with certain personalities than others, right? You want to leverage those. You want to take advantage of those. When you can make individuals on a team understand that we're all different, that we all have different strengths, we can bring to the table, and that together we can win despite those differences. You begin this vital process of allowing team members to understand one another and to start building unity and harmony between those individuals on your team. So, hence the question, do you know the different personalities on your team? Do you know your personality type on that team? Another leadership strategy might be knowing the principal love languages of each team member. This is another book. It's actually really interesting, called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. And he identifies, and some of you have read this, and so you're thinking to yourself, I'll make a connection, I promise, where individuals feel valued, respected, and loved when the needs of their heart are met. When you identify what each individual needs on your team, then individuals align with each other to meet each other's needs. This grows unity and harmony in a really big way. Why? Because, well, as odd as it may seem, the same love language principles apply for the individuals in your team and your organization. I kid you not, they are looking for something from the community. And if they don't get it, they're gone. When you combine understanding the personality of an individual with understanding their love language, that is rocket fuel. It strengthens and grows unity and harmony between individuals and teams exponentially. because now they're doing things that they enjoy with people that they enjoy for the right reasons. Do you know the love languages of the key people that you have around you in your team, in your organization? Do you know your love language? Maybe that's one of the reasons you might be dissatisfied with your engagement with your team. If you haven't already done so, you should get yourself a copy of Gary Chapman's book, The 5 Love Languages. It's really, really good. Another strategy that you might lean into is edification. You can promote anyone in edification but yourself. When you use this leadership process with individuals one-on-one privately and take it to a higher level publicly in front of others, it seriously strengthens unity and harmony between individuals, between the leader who utilizes that edification to empower individuals and the individual themselves and the team as a whole. It creates and increases loyalty, trust, unity, harmony. So ask yourself, how effective have you been at edifying key individuals around you and your team as a whole? Do you have a platform for doing that? Do they hear their name? Everybody loves to hear their name, especially when it's in lights. Are there opportunities for you to improve in that area? Effective team unity and harmony is about understanding the deliberate focus of creating a unified and harmonious team. Can't do anything great on your own, and authentic leaders really understand the importance of unity and harmony to achieve that vision that all of you on that team, in that community, share. All right. Olu'olu for O in Aloha. I really hope I'm saying these correctly. There's going to be, gotta go back. Olu'olu, meaning agreeable, gentle. It's to be expressed with pleasantness. I love that word, pleasant. Not common. It's easier than ever for your customers to publicly share their experiences. Maybe you've noticed this. And the way that you respond to maybe an unhappy customer or associate is going to determine what they say about you afterwards. It's the same thing for us here at New Earth. So what can you do to make sure that you properly respond to a bad experience or someone that is unhappy so that you can have the most pleasant outcome possible? So why am I confronting the unpleasant? Well, because the pleasant already exists. And if it's maintained, it's going to be easy to keep moving in that direction. It's the unpleasant that typically attacks our psyche, our business. And there is a way to deal with that so that it's an opportunity. I mean, think about that. Is there a way that you can actually make unhappy customers or unhappy associates helpful to your business so that instead of treating them like a poison or a problem, you actually see them as an opportunity? There is. I promise you that there is. Each dissatisfied contact has the potential for becoming your company's best advertisement, a key referral source, and a stealth, maybe undercover operative, right? If you're willing to listen, that is the key. An interesting fact, if you care for your happy customers and your unhappy customers with the same level of gentle pleasantness, you will be amazed at your results. So what's one of the first things you can do? Well, make every customer feel heard. All complaints are similarly themed. They really are. Something was supposed to happen that didn't happen, right? I mean, isn't that the case with you and the things that you complain about? A product doesn't work, a repair person doesn't show up as they're supposed to. They give you, I'll be there between 8 and 8. And then they don't even show up. A product doesn't arrive on time. An expectation wasn't met. In any event, your customer was inconvenienced or worse. And by the time that problem is severe enough for the customer to contact you, they're already upset. If you respond to an unhappy customer or associate by immediately trying to get to a solution, as crazy as that sounds, it can possibly backfire and make them even more upset. Being unhappy or angry with a company or a product puts the customer in a highly emotional state. They're not always rational. So the first thing you should try to do is to get them in a more agreeable frame of mind. And that will start by you being there first. Oftentimes, an unhappy customer actually cares more about just feeling like they've been understood, not heard, because that is an issue of time. Understood. If you immediately jump to a resolution, the customer might not feel like you've taken the time to truly hear and understand their problem. Everybody likes to feel like they're special. So even if the customer's complaint is a common one, you've seen many of these, right? You can do this by acknowledging not just the facts of the situation, but also how it made them feel. For example, it must have been frustrating you to bring home the product only to realize that it wasn't the product that you needed. Or it must have been really frustrating to finally get your package in delayed shipping that you didn't really want, to have to go with a slower shipping. And yet when you get it, it's the wrong thing. I'm sorry about that. Whether you are the first line of defense or the last in line of escalating concerns, every call or message or social media matter in the way that you handle that conversation from the very beginning. It can go a long way toward diffusing the situation. How? Aloha, being agreeable and pleasant. While it's only natural to get defensive when someone's criticizing you or products that you love, you can mine that complaint for valuable information and potentially convert them to being a devotee. All right? No one is ever going to be more honest with you than an unhappy customer. It gives you the opportunity to gain really valuable insight into whether any internal processes that you follow for your business need to be fixed. When dealing with customers, make sure that you take detailed notes. So I'll give you an example that is outside of New Earth, really outside because it's unhealthy. Domino's Pizza. Domino's was the butt of a lot of jokes, with many people complaining that their pizza tasted like cardboard. Why? Because it did. And the company actually tied Chuck E. Cheese. Tied with Chuck E. Cheese, coming in last place in a consumer's taste preference survey. This was done in a company called Brand Keys in 2009 did this study. Well, what do you do with that? That's awful news. The company listened to its unhappy customers and responded by changing their pizza recipe. They encouraged consumers and food bloggers and critics to try the new pizza and leave that feedback on social media, not through their website where they could control it and say, oh, well, kick out 3 stars and below, right? This type of transparency and willingness to simply take the criticism and do something about it generated a ton of goodwill for the company and a willingness for people to give Domino's another shot. So the CEO at the time, Patrick Doyle, was in a documentary, and this is what he said about it. He said, you can either use negative comments to get you down, or you can use them to excite you and energize your process of making better pizza. We did the latter. What a great thought, right? So what is another strategy? Do everything that we can to love our customers, to delight our customers. There's no question some problems are going to be more difficult than others to fix. Sometimes you can't even undo the problem. You can't find a way to make it up. The degree to which you go at the attempt and the degree to which you try will go a long way toward converting that person into your most vocal advocate. Now, I know there are times when it's probably the most tempting to cast away that blame and to say, well, it wasn't me, it was this. And it wasn't me, it was that. But you're the only contact they have for the New Earth brand. You are their connection. They joined your team. They're buying products from you. You and the company in this moment are one. We are that spirit of Aloha together. So going out of your way to accommodate a customer's needs makes them feel important, respected, in control. So whenever possible, try to give them even more than they ask for by maybe delivering the smallest amount above their expectations. You can make them feel like they are your most valued customer, and we want to be your partner in that. If there's something you're struggling with, call us. Let us help you give them this happy experience, because converting unhappy customers into valued customers will dramatically impact your repeat business. And that's what all of us want for the right reasons. We want people to be healthy, and we know these products will do it. Everyone knows problems happen. Products sometimes break, bottles come open in shipping sometimes, right? Whatever. Packages left on the porch too long in the heat during the summer. So sometimes things fall down. It's how you make up for the inconvenience that makes the difference. You distinguish yourself from others by the way that you make things right. So people will come back to you, and they will come back to the brand, us, over and over when they know that we'll address any problems that arise. Everyone is happy to spread the word about how special and important they are to a company that went out of their way to help them. I see this all the time. Customers will post positive experiences, sometimes even after previously putting a negative post, to social media, which your company can then repost. Your organization can repost. You can put that on your social media. You can let that happen on your calls. You can put it in your newsletters. There's nothing like unsolicited, positive, authentic customer testimonials to improve and to boost your organization and the people that are in it, right? So which of your customers, this is the question, have you not connected with in a while? Which associate partners do you miss? Do you wish you could spend time with again, hang out again, get to know each other again? What pleasant, gentle, earnest, sincere outreach can you give to them that would make a difference for them and for yourself? I would challenge you to take that chance to do that outreach, and you'd be surprised what can happen. All right, next letter in Aloha, H. Ha'aha'a. I practiced that a couple times, so I hope that's correct. Modesty and humility, or humility to be expressed with modesty. Empty, what an interesting word. Like, I have no expectations. I'm empty. Modesty and humility are probably the most used expressions in today's multinational business environment. Here's what I mean by that, because at the same time, it's not that we see it a lot. Leaders are expected to demonstrate modesty and humility towards their internal and external stakeholders. And as a result, organizations are ranked as most preferred places to work. And it's funny because, sometimes that shakes out, that it was fake. It was feigned, right? You've seen some companies go from most preferred or best place to work, and then they got caught doing something that was incredibly immodest and unhumble, right? If that's a word, unhumble. So to begin with, modesty and humility are ways that we relate to ourselves. This is interesting. Modesty and humility is not anywhere but here. It's how we relate to ourselves, to our own goodness and limitations. It involves placing ourselves among others and in the world at large. Immodest people have, among a lot of other things, an inflated ego. Their accomplishments and their place in society is paramount. So interestingly, the New York Times actually had a study in 2018 and found that only 15% of people possess any sort of humility. That means, for your organization, you're the leader of your organization. So of 10 leaders, 1 will exude humility and be able to be humble enough to use that as a tool to succeed in their business. Well, how do we do that? How can we together, and I'm not accusing anybody on this of not being humble. If anything, I see my little camera image right there, and I certainly would fit. How of unhumble, not humble, let's clarify. How to bring in a culture of humility. It's hard to do. It's really hard to do. It requires introspection. Humble cultures always embrace honesty, experimentation, and learning that lead to success. Always. What qualities should we be looking for in our leaders that'll prevent fear and promote confidence and respect in our businesses, in our organizations? So here's a couple of ideas. Induce clarity of purpose. Many companies often fall into this trap of overinflating their strengths and underestimating their weaknesses. And some organizations in direct selling do that as well, which can lead to, poor leadership, poor management decisions, even organizational failure. The norm of clarity of purpose refers to the organization or to, your team and its fans making non-biased, clear-headed assessments of strengths and weaknesses of themselves and others. Boy, is that hard to do. To cultivate a norm of accurate awareness, your company should help advocates understand your mission statement. As a result, you'll be in a better position to attract those who perform well in those areas, your areas specifically of weakness, and develop and train others to fill the gaps. Because there are things that you are good at, and there are things that you are not good at, but others will be. And only in finding those, discovering those, and making them open can the team really, collaborate for one another's success. And that requires creating an authentic, open culture. Some organizations, some downlines continue to beat around the bush about their so-called institutional memory and practices. They tend to believe that internal ideas and operations are superior to external ones. This isn't always the case, but this causes maybe leaders to dismiss any ideas that are not familiar or similar to their own. I've been guilty of this in the past. Many leaders have, regardless of their merit, in favor of internally developed solutions that further the status quo. These are highly limiting actions. Can it be tough to adopt a humble attitude when it seems like the world runs on narcissism and, a naked display of power? Well, of course. Nevertheless, and especially when that is what is, patterned all around us and everything we see, hear, read. Nevertheless, when you practice humility as part of your leadership toolkit, you and your business will go a lot farther. And you'll like the person in the mirror for all the right reasons. It also helps you to earn loyalty. So despite research showing that empathy from leaders is needed in a modern life, a Forbes article recently outlines how humble managers known for their empathic leanings earn their workers' loyalty, which is interesting, right? Of course they do. Humility and empathy go hand in hand. Both characteristics demonstrate a desire to listen to others, care about people on a human level, and if you're faced with constant associate abandonment or customer flight, and maybe you're not sure of the cause, where's this coming from? A conscious effort to further develop your own humility and modesty might stop that revolving door, not because this of some sort of rampant display of non-humility or immodesty or just rudeness, right? But because there's a culture of not having the right ideas come in from other places that a lack of humility can expose. Show your partners and customers that they matter to you and that because of them, you are their leader, their upline today. that kind of humility in reaching out to your organization can be extremely powerful. And it also gives you a chance to learn from anyone and everyone. Some associate leaders develop this playbook and they stick to it. And for them, business strategy is more a matter of maybe repetition than imagination, right? When they are asked to address others or lead them, they simply switch on that playbook, repeat a few jargons that they learned along the way, and they play the same tape every single time. This is so true in networking and in direct selling as a whole. A lot of the trainings that you will go to that really respond with other organizations, other companies, it's the same bag of tricks. It can be a huge mistake. I don't think we have as much of a problem with that here, but there's something to learn there. It can be a huge mistake, especially in an area, in an era when changes in this business landscape can happen overnight. Things changed. Universe is different. Snapchat just came out. Leaders who think and act as if they already know are putting themselves and their organizations at risk. In contrast, leaders who exhibit humility know when to pivot and maybe pivot hard, make some of the hardest decisions in that process. And often this can be resolved in accepting what we don't know and teach us to become willing to learn what we don't know, maybe from a source we never expected. Humble leadership is characterized by a willingness to see the self accurately, an appreciation of the strengths and contributions of other people, and an openness to advice and feedback. Research suggests that humble people are more generous and helpful, and humble leaders may engage others more and help teams be more integrated. Humble leaders aren't meek, or not humble leaders aren't meek or unable to make tough decisions, right? If you're a humble leader, you can, in fact, see that humility as a midpoint, right? There's a spectrum, two extremes of that spectrum. One is arrogance and the other is self-esteem. And right there in the middle is humility. You can still make tough decisions, right? You're not going to shrink from the challenge of that. It doesn't mean that. It simply means being willing to be open. And certainly something you see in the islands. It's beautiful. Ahonui. 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 Doggone it. Messed it up. Ahonui means patience. Patience with saying things incorrectly. Waiting for the moment to be expressed with perseverance. I love that. Patience and perseverance. What an interesting combination of words. Let's look at that, because I believe those things still matter in business. Patience and perseverance are not generally recognized as catalysts for an organization's growth or an individual's success. These attributes are associated sometimes with slow, methodical plotters who tend to overplan and adhere to intransigence, right? We must embrace a different view with these Aloha kinds of qualities. You've heard of Hawaii time. This is part of that. There's something to it. It doesn't mean late. Achieving a goal is dependent on patience and perseverance. The goal in arriving at any important, goal will have detours, roadblocks along the way. And those detours will slow the pace in achieving those expectations and quickly produce a drumbeat of criticism from the naysayers that are all around you, telling you this business idea of yours, this networking that you're doing, this New Earth thing, man, I don't know. You hear that all the time. Well, to fend off that assault, step back and review that goal and think through the plan for achieving those results. In doing that, you can have a sense of relief, because the goal is just. The goal is right. This is where I want to be. A plan's developed. It's been reviewed and worked out. And you say to yourself, my team and I are staying patient, calm, and steady. So even the most accomplished and talented individuals need to be encouraged to stay patient, calm, and steady on occasion. How many times do we see someone join our organization, run this way, and then fall? This is especially true in direct selling, because this business platform, such as New Earth, is, to me, this is the ultimate specific and psychological difference between a real business and a get-rich-quick scheme. It really, really is. Patience and perseverance. Having patience and perseverance today requires a high, high level of courage. The world has way too many gunslingers aiming to shoot you down at every false move, right? But take the 2x2. If the first 2x2 goal falls short, then this little showdown happens in your own head. And maybe it even happens with your enroller. Well, the leader listens to some ranting and raving, and following that bloviating and frustration, a real leader uses that art of leadership to redirect others' thinking to struggle and experience that whitewater rapid of building a business with them. They're not alone. Patience and perseverance will not be embraced until it's understood over and over again. Patience and goals are best friends. Do not try to separate them, because they'll only abuse you for it. As a leader associate, you need to be the purveyor of patience and perseverance. So to commit to this standard, continually assessing your plan and the people struggling to achieve. Does this plan make sense? What help might they need? Where can I be a useful support? As the leader, be committed to achieving specific results on the behalf of others. And this will only happen by being patient and persevering with the right plan. And here's what's great. On the other end, they're going to do the same thing. The same thing that you just did. They're going to sit patiently, persevering with their person to get through the bumps, the bruises, the ouchies of getting this going on their own. They're going to patiently and methodically tease through that. Maybe it is the 2x2. They're going to tease through that. And they're going to say, I feel like there's a shortcut. I want a shortcut, but there isn't one. Not a sustainable one. The personal and professional rewards of patience and perseverance are life-changing and business-changing. So be encouraged by the hard work and effort of achieving an uphill battle. Life's lessons are all around the people that have stayed the course. It's easy to see. Speed will come, but only after perseverance is in achieving the fundamentals. Look at nature. Really good example for us here at New Earth. Look at nature. Speeding up the growth of anything in an unnatural way only leads to an unnatural end. It's certainly nothing we would eat, right? So to this end, be organic in your business as well. All right. So let's look to a really awesome man, a beautiful leader in Hawaii. He was a kahuna. So this is really hard to say, but his name was David Kaonohiokala Bray. He was born in 1889 in Honolulu, in the kingdom at the time of Hawaii, to a missionary, David Howard Hitchcock, and Hannah Bray. And Hannah died when he was 6 months old. So David really had no full siblings, but he did have 5 half siblings from a father's previous marriage. And he graduated from the Kamehameha schools in 1909. In 1910, he married Lydia Maunahinakapu Dusson of Hana, Maui. And they had 6 children. And he started his adult life as a lighthouse keeper, trimming the wicks of these big giant oil lamps at Diamond Head and Barber Point. If you've seen Diamond Head, it's incredible. In 1917, at 28, he was working as a chauffeur in Honolulu, and he registered for the draft of World War I, but he never really had to serve because he was married with 3 children and 1 on the way. By 1940, he was an overseer at the Waiali'i training school for boys. And his wife was a choreographer for a local orchestra. And then he was a guard at the Oahu prison and a school cook. And then in 1955, something interesting happened. He was appointed by the governor to be a guide for the throne room of the Iolani Palace. And it was while working at that last job that he was able to serve as a kahuna. And what did he do? His story is pretty interesting. He, in the Pacific at that time, in this area, a lot of people that had come and taken over those islands also started to try to get rid of culture. It was a decimation of culture in many ways. And David wasn't having any of it. So he and his wife were credited with popularizing the practice of ancient or kahiku or kahiko hula through an unofficial hula trial in 1919. And it was their effort to stop a nearly century of denigration of hula by Christian missionaries, to reinsert hula into everyday public life. Isn't that interesting? Something so Hawaii, hula, and they were trying to get rid of it, and here now, we see it as completely Hawaiian. It's because of him. Throughout the 1920s and 30s, they taught classes in some ancient religious practices, chants, hula, legends, language, things like this. And by the 1930s, like other Hawaiians at the time, they created a self-sustaining enterprise entertaining tourists to the islands. And by the 1940s, they had something called the Bray Troupe. It was a well-organized group that was putting on Aloha festivals, and they were a major sponsor of Aloha Week, which all of Hawaii got in on in those early days. So they bridged 2 worlds, he and his wife, teaching Hawaiians and entertaining tourists. And in developing that tourist economy, he was able to save major portions of Hawaiian cultural identities and also protect cultural practitioners, and really went out of their way to revive and retain hula. It's a beautiful story. That is the spirit of Aloha. There was a lot of detail, on the ground action, leadership, activity, reaching out. He was not in a position where he was the one that could say, no, this is the way it will be. A lot of those avenues have been shut down. So he used appeals and went at it in a very different way. And he said this: come forward, be in unity and harmony with your real self, God and mankind. Be honest, truthful, patient, kind to all life forms, and humble. Well, doesn't that seem like somebody that would have protected and saved hula for us today? Once again, another thing that is so much more than it seems. It's not just the word aloha, but so many other things that are beautiful and hidden because we sometimes don't see under the surface. Within this magnificently simple word, aloha, we discover an illumination. It's like the gray clouds are lifted and you see that bright vibrance that is the islands. Think of it as a GPS, right? For your brain, for yourself, for your id, of our physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional place on this planet. And a daily practice, maybe even a code of ethics to assist us with our engagement and connections in the world. These letters, these words, they're significant. They're more than, what I've been able to really just say. But I know that if we reach out to people in the spirit of aloha And with tools that the world right now doesn't necessarily recognize as powerful, but they are, we can make a change for good. We can transform the lived experience of the people around us right now. And with that, welcome to Aloha New Earth University. We'll continue with our day. Thank you so much for your time. Of course, we always like to share some testimonials from people that have been using New Earth products and having great experiences, as well as using our New Earth business platform. Take a look.
When I start a new patient, it's just with 1, 2, or 3 products at most. And I always include essentials, because I know with the essentials packets, they're getting a foundation for gut health. And I know if they're getting a foundation for gut health, that's going to lead to healthier blood, which is going to lead to healthier joints and therefore healthier nerve function, because as joints degenerate, it impacts nerve function. And that's where we chiropractors are most concerned. And so essentials is foundational that way.
Speaking of gut health, I'm excited to share with you a special New Earth University bundle. And we have a secret way that you can find it, special as a waiting announcement. So just a suggestion, you may want to download the New Earth Connected app. It's a possibility that when you get into that app and you look at some of the exclusive content and resources, that you may actually be able to see, some sort of New Earth University bundle that is limited time availability, literally just for this event today. It's possible. It's of a nature and caliber and savings that I can promise you this one simple thing. You do not want to miss it. There's so many other things we couldn't do. So we put a lot of effort into this pack. It is very unique, very, well, if it were there, I mean, you'd have to go check, right? You'll like it. If you're interested in becoming a wellness entrepreneur, you could do that with this pack if it were there. And if you're interested in just buying it for yourself or buying it for a friend or sharing it out with the people that are in your organization, even if they're not here, you can share the link. Go and check us out, download the New Earth Connected app. And perhaps you'll see something in there that you'd be interested in. And with that, I actually want to share with you a little bit more about that New Earth Connected app. So I have sat down with Maggie Porter, our marketing and events coordinator, to talk a little bit about the New Earth Connected app. Well, hello, everybody. We are back for a really important part of the day. Today, we're going to talk about the app and about the New Earth Connected universe, right? There is so much in this app that is exciting. And I happen to bring with me one of the best people on this topic, because she manages pretty much everything you see in that app. And that is, of course, our marketing and events coordinator, Maggie Porter. Maggie, how you doing?
Good. I'm happy to be here with everyone virtually. This is an exciting NEU.
Isn't that interesting? Can you imagine that sentence prior to all of this? I'm glad to virtually meet everybody. Glad to virtually see you. Yeah. It is, though. And this has been a fun day so far. We've had a lot of really good information. And I'm excited for this because I think that there are going to be some people that are surprised by all the information that we actually have in the New Earth Connected app.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, there's so many features that a lot of people, I think, maybe don't know about. And so I'm excited to share those.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And so you can see on my screen here, we are plugged into my phone and logged in to be able to check out the app together. And just a couple of things to point out right at the front. Not only will you have, this scrolling carousel here at the top, the welcome, the weekly updates, and where you can get some exclusive harvest updates that have been going on. Of course, relevant things like right now, the Aloha event, right? You're going to see a lot of things come along there that are of vital importance right away. So you're going to want to, pay attention to the thing that is capturing your eye. Maybe sometimes you will even look up there and see a promotion or something you can take advantage of right away. So then I'm just going to take a moment and go through, Maggie, what the rest of these buttons are, and then we'll go through all of it, okay? So training, obvious what that is. Contacts, this is a really cool spot. Resources, badges, calendar, rewards store, about us, that's New Earth, that is. Online office, auto ships, enrollment, and social feed and feed. And then along the bottom here, you'll notice a couple other things, right? This, I call this, a hamburger menu because of that 3 little things right there. Maybe a sandwich, whatever, if you're into it. A BLA, bacon, lettuce, avocado. And I know, Maggie, it's a weird reference, but some people, I should have left out the bacon. My bad.
It's just making me hungry. So thanks for that.
I'll do what I can. Then you'll see this HL genealogy button next to that. You'll see your notifications. That's what the bell is. You'll see the shopping cart. Currently, I don't have anything in there. And a settings app, right? We are currently logged in as Adam Adamson. All right. So we'll go back to that main menu there. So those are all of, the buttons. And we're going to take a little bit of time to go through some of the really significant ones, because more than ever before, this app is every bit as useful as your online office and all the other things that you're used to using. You can quite literally run your entire New Earth life through this app. Isn't that true, Maggie, with some of the things we've done recently?
Totally. I think it's important too to think of the app as almost a portable online office. I mean, in the same way that you're looking at your email or, social media on your phone, this really allows you to look at all of the tools that we offer in one place, even on the go. So not necessarily something that you only have to look at home on your desktop anymore. You have access to everything you need, even if you're at the store and you meet someone new and want to share something with them.
Yeah, it's really, really handy. And so we're going to dive into what some of those things are. So let's take it from the very top. Let's suppose that you just enrolled in New Earth. Well, one of the things that is in between you and maybe some of the steps towards success will be the things that you don't know, right? So herein is where it gets really exciting. Your first stop is right there, that training button. And in the training section, you will see a number of different modules. And right there at the very beginning, you'll see the basics. This is where you want to send all of your brand new people. Send them to the basics. They can click on that and they can say, well, what is this thing I've just joined? What are some of the details? What are maybe the things that I don't know? Well, there are some videos and beneficial items that are going to walk you through. You want to get a welcome from Bilal, the CEO, and come to a little better understanding of the mission of New Earth. It's right there. It walks you through it. What are some of the skills that I'm going to need to acquire? Right there. It's going to walk you through it and how they relate to what you're starting to build. The Getting Started booklet, all of the details a brand new person might ask. Now, you'll say to yourself, well, Kevin, how do I make it stick? It's one thing to, go through those and understand it. Well, everything that you get through in the app, you can go back and look at it and reference it again. But we also have a quiz at the end of every little segment that covers a certain topic and material. You'll be able to take a quiz and do some pretty cool things, right? Selling bonuses include and it gives you a list of options. Well, when you watch those videos, you're going to know the answer to that question, which one to pick. And they'll go through about 5, maybe sometimes 10 questions. And it's a little surprise at the end. You'll see what happens at the end, Maggie. Not only do they get the confetti, but they get
a badge. And we have made some really cool badges, you guys. They're fun and worth earning. Every single thing on this app is dedicated to recognizing the progress that you're making. And so the badges are just a fun little way for us to say, hey, you guys, you passed level 1, you're done. So they're pretty fun. And I think you'll enjoy them.
Yeah, definitely going to enjoy them. And you also will be accumulating points. We have gamified the opportunity to get in and understand and grow your business, right? So you're going to go from one training module to the next, and you'll be taking quizzes, you'll be getting badges, and you'll be getting points. We're going to explain what those points are for just a little while longer in a little bit, but you'll just understand that you will be making connected app points. So what's the next thing that I really wanted to talk about? First off, there is a very specific manner in which you can build your business. We talk a lot about it on calls, and sometimes people might feel like this is new information to them, or they're being left out, or they don't understand it. Well, if you're interested in understanding more about that, I want you to get into these modules and dive into a couple of key things right here. Number one that you can see on the screen, you'll see in module 2, the 3 to 5 principle, the 5 behaviors for success, and then you'll see right here, the compensation plan. You're going to start learning the compensation plan really quickly to make sure you understand it. You're also going to be able to take some quizzes. Why is that important? Well, this is an opportunity to learn how to make the plan work for you. When we say that this is something that walks you through in your business and actually making an income, that's where this app really gets beneficial. You're going to be able to learn and understand the actions required for success. And so you'll be able to compare the things that are here on your phone, teaching you what to do, apply those in the real world and see how they work, what training you still need. It's a really, really powerful way to move forward. It's also going to prompt you to connect with the company. So you'll see things here in module 1, connecting on Instagram and connecting on Facebook, connecting on Twitter, and let's stay in touch right here and touch weekly. These are going to give authorization for us, New Earth, to communicate with you via newsletters and social media. It's very important to go through those so that you can stay up to date in all of the different platforms that you use so that you can monitor your business. It's great for all of us as a community to collaborate together as well. And once again, for doing each and every one of those activities, you make points. Maggie, what can they do with those points?
Yeah. So again, we want to reward you guys for taking the effort and learning all there is about New Earth and using our app and getting through those trainings, plus the other things that we're going to talk about in a little bit. And so you'll see on the app down on the bottom, there's a little cart. So if you select that cart, which I'll let Kevin do right now, you'll see how many available points you have. Those are all of the points that you have earned through all of your levels. Kevin's doing a great job with how much he has right now. So you can
Not everybody will have 184,000 points. I've been doing other things. This is for testing.
The good thing is that you will be able to earn points pretty quickly. We're making sure that you guys can enjoy the levels that you're passing. So there's virtual items in this store. There's also some really cool physical items like swag and stuff that you can use, or even things that you might want to use to promote your business and learn how to do better things. So like Zoom chats with Kevin, like I'm doing right now, or a sales team member. There's a lot of different items for basically anything you're looking for, whether it's fun or business oriented, that you can basically purchase with the points that you're earning through the levels that you're completing.
Even things right here, like a $5 product credit. How fantastic is that, right? You spend some points. What did you do to get those points? You learned how to do your business better, right? You became, really dialed in on what was required for success. You spend those points, you get $5 credit, and it's that simple, right? The product's been added to my cart, and boom, I'm going to be able to save some money on some product. How fantastic is that? The other thing we wanted to point out is the badges. When you are successful, you'll be able to see all of your different badges loaded in right here. It's a very exciting thing to know the progress that you've made, be able to see the progress that you've made. The other thing that's exciting that we want to talk about is, as far as staying in contact and connected, is right here in the calendar, right? You can see all of the different things that are happening. For example, you can see Success Labs, and you can see the hustle call and what time that it happens, right? On what day that it's happening. And you can plan ahead to be there for these events, right? It's a really, really useful part of the app. You can also see resources, a resources section, exclusive content. These are pieces that you're only going to find in the app. And over here, you'll be able to see promotional videos. Hey, I really think this, the science behind mind, the wild microalgae video is going to be perfect to get over to Julie. I click on it. You know what? I loved this video when I saw it. I'm going to share it with her. And so then I can go into my contacts, I can find Julie, and I can send it to her. Right now, I'm just going to send it to Ron. Ron, there you go. And it's that simple. You can really do a lot with all of these different videos. If you're looking for a customer, something that might attract their attention, check this area out. Maybe you have a member on your team that needs a little bit of training. You can look through some of the Success Labs and send them those trainings right there. That was Siri responding to me.
She needs to go through the training levels.
Siri did not understand, but we understand. You can see core product materials. Oh, you know what? I really love the Renew product. It's so simple, so easy, and it's got these phenomenal certifications, all the supplements that are in it. How do I quickly and easily share this with someone? Simple. My friend Maggie Porter really is going to love this. I want to say, hey, check this out and give me a call. Kevin. Oop, not Jevin. Kevin. There it is. And I can send it. Real simple, quick and easy, identifying what is Renew, why is it useful, and what maybe could they get out of it. There's videos as well. All of it really, really easy in terms of shareability. But it doesn't stop there, right? The exciting thing for you is we said that this was an office in your pocket. Maggie, how is that?
Yeah, so we have fully integrated this app with your online office that you use on your desktop. So when you click that online office tool, it's going to take you immediately to either the login page if you need to, or it'll immediately send you to your online office with all of your information already put in. So as you can see, this is an exact replica of what you see on your desktop when you're looking at all of your volumes, your projected earnings, and all the different widgets that we offer online. So it really is completely integrated into how we hope that you'll use your online office and also your business by basically going in and having access to this even when you're not at home.
And I'll be honest, Maggie, I actually like this better, because all the widgets are just one at a time in that scroll, something that social media has taught us to get very used to. And it's real simple to flip those widgets and check on things. Now, obviously, this is not a real account, so you're not seeing a number of things that you would see otherwise. But each of them, the same flippable widget that you had previously. So for Adam Adamson, I can see, oh, what are all of my enrollment websites? Got my New Earth site, my Gut Reboot site, my associate enrollment, customer enrollment. I have a new customer that I'd like to get going. I can easily check out that site right here, send it to somebody, and boom, very safely and quickly doing my business right through the app in my online office. It's super, super powerful. And you just carry it around in your kit. It's fantastic. The other thing I really love about it, though, is it is not just integrated with your online office. It's integrated specifically with the nature of the business, which is enrollment. Right there, catty corner to online office, or kitty corner, depending on your part of the country. Enrollment. And I can say right here, I'm sitting next to somebody, and it's important to do this now. The moment is upon us. I don't need to wait and send them a link and have them do this. I can do it right there with them. In fact, I can just hand them my phone to type in their information. So I can choose, am I enrolling a retail customer, preferred customer, or an associate? Let's choose preferred customer. And there it is. Automatically clicks the add auto ship, subscribe and save 10%. And maybe I want to do a little bit of homework for them because we've already had this conversation. Maybe I actually want to, talk to them about some of those core products. Maybe that's the conversation that we have already had. I'm going to be able to go select core products and add those to the cart at the PC price. Okay. So I've added essentials. I can now add renew, which is a great combination, and energize. 3 great products. And right here from inside the app, they are already engaged. You can see all of it right there, right? They click checkout and they're on their way, typing in their information. This has become something that is very, very recognizable by a lot of people. This is something people do on Instagram, on Amazon, on you name it, eBay. All of it is happening on phones. Not a lot of it is happening on laptops anymore, or on desktops for sure. Well, now it is right here, integrated right into your business that is in your pocket. You want to get a new customer, you can have that happen right away. You want to get a new associate, you can also have that happen right away. An extremely powerful tool. And it's right there integrated into Exigo, into our online office. So you don't have to worry too much about it. It's powerful.
Okay, so the next button here is very important if you're socially inclined or if you want to share things through any type of social media. So if you go into that social media feed, this offers you a link to all of our main communications. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of these things are where we share really valuable content that you might want to repost or share with others. So this basically is just a feed where you can get directly to New Earth's platforms. So if you go to Instagram, it takes us directly to that page. As you can see, we have a lot of content on here, a lot of things to share, a lot of things that you might like seeing. So if you follow us, which is again within that training, you can basically get to all of those things within this social feed, as well as some of our communications. So like our blog, which also has a lot of amazing information. A lot of our writers do a great job with creating recipes or even healthy lifestyle options that might be shareable and might actually push you forward with a prospective customer, or even things that you might want to read yourself.
Yeah, very, very powerful set of information. And again, these are things that are all highly shareable. Maybe you know someone that has a gut issue that they're interested in using New Earth products for, based on your experience and your testimonial, right? Well, got a great article here in Nourish from the 5th. You can see, oh, you know what? This is really useful. I think somebody in my downline could take advantage of this. Well, you can go ahead and go into that specific article and read through it. You know what? I really like this. I think this makes a lot of sense. I'm going to then send this to one of my friends. You click that top button right there. And Jeannie Morris, you know what? I think this is this is fantastic. Everybody in the office we're going to wonder, Kevin, why are you doing this?
Thanks for the message.
But there it is. Yeah, that's what she's going to say. But there it is. That quick, that simple, that easy, all through the app that took me what? All of a few seconds. I'm not pushy. I'm sharing information, an article that I think really helped with the gut-brain connection through New Earth products, right? Really simple and kind of at your fingertips. In fact, all of it just at your fingertips. And the last button we want to go over is kind of a special button, Maggie, isn't that right? We love this button.
Yes, this button holds a special place in my heart, you guys. I think we can all agree that one of our favorite things about New Earth is the harvesting. Even as someone who works at New Earth and has for 9 years now, I get so excited when I get to go out and get on the harvester or even see it out on the lake. It just makes me very happy. And I know you guys feel the same. And unfortunately, this year we don't have an eco tour, but we did want to do something special. And, it's not all work. Sometimes it's play. So we wanted to make sure that you guys had access to some updates with the harvest season that we're going through. So while you're in the app, if you just need a break from looking at volumes and whatnot, that's totally fine. We have this special exclusive feed. It's going out throughout all of harvest season. And you can really just get tiny little tidbits or behind the scenes access to some of the things that we either pay attention for during harvest season, or why do we harvest in the summer? I don't know. Check the feed. We have a lot of different things that maybe if you're even new to New Earth and you don't know this or haven't unfortunately experienced one of our eco tours, or if you're a seasoned associate and you have, this offers you kind of an insight that we maybe haven't done before with our harvest season. And it's really fun. It's been a joy to create.
And I've stopped on this one on purpose. I love this video. So it doesn't just go to the article. A lot of the time it goes to a video, right? So you'll see that little play button right there, link to the rest of it, right? And you can click here and find out what Hakeem has to say. And boom, really awesome interview, conversation with him. So again, maybe that's something you would want to share with somebody. Really easy to do, super fun. And again, all right there at your fingertips.
Yep.
And that, folks, is really New Earth Connected app in a nutshell. You can do everything that you need to do today from your purse or your pocket, very quickly, very easily, for all the people that you happen to be around, for friends, family, or those you just bumped into online. In today's increasingly virtual world, for obvious reasons, being able to share content at a distance, valuable content at a distance, health-related valuable content at a distance, and effectively is the game. And I think the New Earth Connected app does a very good job at helping you accomplish that and build your business.
Yep. Yeah. And I will say there are updates ahead. So maybe you're really enjoying the content, but you've already went through the trainings and whatnot. Kevin, do you want to share a little bit about what we have planned for the future?
Well, we have the one good thing about this app is that it's technology, right? So there will always be something new coming around the corner. So I would recommend this. Not only do you want to stay close to your social media feed, but you're going to want to stay close to the New Earth Connected app. Things in the New Earth Connected app will be first. For example, if we have a promotion, it might show up in the app first. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Promotions are likely to show up in the New Earth Connected app first, before you see them in the online office, before you see them anywhere else. So Maggie, I would just recommend people go check that out and just go see. If you're wondering, well, now what? Now, what do? I need this app. He told me there was a promotion. I don't know if I expressly said that. I don't know. Did I, Maggie? Did I say that?
You alluded
Here's what I
to.
would do. I did allude to that. It may be. Here's what you would do. Person that wants to take advantage of said promotion because it's really good. I would, if I were you, directly, as quickly as possible, go to your Apple store just on your phone or the Google store just on your phone and type in New Earth Connected. It'll pop right up and just load it from there. From there, you will be able to then log in as though you were logging into your normal online office. It's all exactly the same, no difference. Log in the same way. You may have to then stop the app and restart it. Depends on the phone, depends on the version of the phone. And then you will have all of the stuff that we just covered at your fingertips. And you'll be able to click that carousel and perhaps see some sort of bonuses showing up.
Yes.
I look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah. As a reminder, everyone, updates and new things like promotions would be in the resources button underneath exclusive content and also through the notifications. So allow notifications through this app and you'll get updated messages, daily motivation, some really good notifications.
Absolutely. So just to clarify, notifications right here, that bell button, if it is immediate, it'll be there. And also over here in resources under exclusive content.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you guys for your time, for your attention. Thank you, Maggie, for going through the app with me. It really is more powerful than it's ever been.
Yes, it was a joy. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Two years ago to now, I mean, my energy, my focus, people are like, I don't understand. Like, how do you do all that stuff? How do you juggle everything? How do you wrote a book and you're doing this and you're studying energy healing and you're becoming a functional nutritionist and you're doing, you're coaching people. And I'm like, you know what? It's just, I feel like it truly has made me like a powerhouse with my energy and my focus.
Don't forget, everybody, we do have that pack still available. A special New Earth University bundle awaits you. Yes, I can confirm it is there. A special New Earth bundle awaits you in the Connected app. Go ahead and go into that app and check it out. It is over a $90 savings. Free swag, free special offer for incoming wellness entrepreneurs and customers alike. Go check it out. Just a quick thing I want to share with each of you as we get going. I am excited to share with you a little bit of something that we've been working on behind the scenes, and that is a new store. It's not currently available, but I want you to see what is on deck for a brand new store experience that we are working on with our IT team and our internal staff here at New Earth. So welcome everybody to what will be our new Earth store, our new Earth site, actually, front to back. It's that's going to be fully integrated with everything that we do. It is a really beautiful site. Our IT team has done an exceptional job, and I'm really excited for just all the information that is going to be easily found and in one place. So let's take a moment and just walk through it. As you can see from the beginning here, it's a little bit smaller up top. So there's less, bandwidth being taken up here. They can quickly get to all of the products. Maybe they just want to shop through the core products, or maybe they'd like to shop by product benefits, right? So immediately there's one change. We can quickly get them to the things that they are looking for. Some people will click shop by product benefits because they want to, look for something specific. Are they looking for daily health, healthy aging, energy, cognitive health, skin health, cardiovascular, antioxidants, gut health, immune support, performance, joint support, right? A lot of great stuff. Let's say they're looking for cognitive health. Okay, sounds good. What products does New Earth have specifically for cognitive health? Well, they're right here. The Essentials products Mind and Focus, the Wild Algae Blend, the Essentials Blend, and the Essentials Blend Plus. Really, really good products. A lot of those have mind in them, and that's why they're included. I've used each of these. I think they're absolutely fantastic. And of course, a little drop-down menu right here. So you don't always just have to go back and forth. Oh, maybe I didn't mean, cognitive health. Maybe I meant energy. I was actually looking for the products that have energy, and maybe I misclicked, whatever that might be, right? Well, here's the energy products that New Earth has: Energize, Body, and Drive. Quick, simple way for them to shop by benefits. Pretty powerful. I like it. I like it. I like it. It makes everything right in front of you, quick and easy. All right. And right off the gate, we have a couple of key things that people will notice. Some of the things that help New Earth stand out, right? It is 100% all natural, independent tested, harvested in the USA, non-GMO, and there is nothing artificial. Really good information. We put our 90-day money-back guarantee right up there up front. We will have a featured product that will rotate. It won't always be the same featured product. And most importantly, we have testimonials, right, of some of our really high-profile people that have been using our products and know that they are powerful and that they are good. Some of the product information for that featured product right here with a quick video so people can check it out and see if that is for them. So let's actually say that we have found one of the products that we like. Maybe it's one of our core products, right? And maybe we want to know a little bit more about it specifically. Let's take the Essentials box. We click on that and you can see this beautiful singular screen with a bulleted list of all of the benefits associated with using this particular product, of which there are many. You can see the certifications and some of the components, right? It's dairy-free, non-GMO, soy-free, vegan, all of this great information, shelf life listed, prices prominent, and they can determine if they're going to subscribe and save like a PC or if it's a one-time purchase. Real quick and simple. There's also an offer right here to check other products out, learn what some other people are saying, maybe even get some more information. A lot of details loaded in here, particularly of the 5 other products that are available. And if you wanted to order that, you would simply click add one, click add to order as a one-time purchase. You can see that right there. And it takes you directly to a new checkout situation. Of course, we have the bonus still going, the nothing to lose discount of 10% for new PCs, which I didn't log in, so this thinks that that's what I am. And I can either check out here, I can apply a promo code, or I can continue shopping. It's a really quick and simple, beautiful new store experience with all the other things that you're used to. The quality page, the community page, the blog, and obviously, if you're interested, you want to join the team and become a wellness entrepreneur, and you want to generate an income and join that gig economy, there's a brand new experience for that as well. Little tips on how does it work, what the steps are, and how someone can quickly and easily get information. The great part is this is replicated and you can use it to drive traffic. Name, email, and phone number, and just get a successful guide on how to start their own business. And of course, a video on what that might be like. Less than 4 minutes, quick and easy way to do it. And some beneficial experiences that people have had along their journey as well. It's a really great new site that will be coming to you soon. And now I'm excited to share with you our virtual eco tour. I know that one of the most important things for each of us when we come to New Earth University is to see where a Whanazamana Floss Aqua comes from, right? To go visit the headwaters, to see Crater Lake, and to follow that trail down into Klamath Lake, where it is just a beautiful green carpet and then moving into our production facility and seeing the great care that we take for each and every step of that process. We can't gather together, but we have put together a video that I think you'll enjoy. Let's take a look.
So today we're on Upper Klamath Lake where we harvest our algae products. But you can see the spray bars along the back side. Those spray bars will clean the algae off the screen and into a collection trough.
My name is Hakeem Broomfield. I'm the Quality Control and Quality Assurance Lab Regulatory Analyst. Going out there every day, checking the temps just to see if we see any changes within the algae. We're kind of just on the lookout for blooms. We're also still watching the lake, taking temps, getting pH, just to see if anything is going to affect us.
Well, as soon as the algae comes up and there's a sufficient quantity to harvest, we'll go until it goes away or till dark. The whole back end, the vacuum drums, and the chill boat are all aluminum pontoons now. Really nice, give us a lot more room to work on. Then we have McLaughlin, which is our newest one, of course. Big aluminum, it's still running well. And right now we're outfitting Shasta with new pontoons also. So we'll have a total of 3 harvesters.
The AFA being longer strands, but the AFA looks really good.
So once the transport boats bring the algae to shore, it goes in the stainless steel tankers. Those tankers come here and we offload into these large 6,000 gallon tanks. These tanks are also refrigerated and we're able to keep the algae cool from beginning to end. From those plates, the frozen slabs of algae are loaded into totes and go directly into a freezer. The capacity of this facility is 130,000 pounds a day. If we were to make the mined product, it would go through a couple extra steps in a different part of the facility where we rupture the cell wall and remove the cell wall, and only the inner fluid is frozen in these plate freezers. So every single day, the algae that's growing in the lake is sampled by QC and tested. As it moves through the process, we pull samples and retest throughout its entirety, all the way to the dry final stage. Every day of harvest is recorded as a batch. Those batch numbers are placed on every single tote, so we can backtrack anytime, anywhere, all the way through the process to its original date of harvest.
Wasn't that incredible? It is absolutely one of the coolest parts of our business here at New Earth, to take care and to manage our stewardship over such an incredible ingredient. We're grateful that we have the opportunity to do it and to do it for family, for you. And I just want to give you a quick reminder that the video that you just watched is a sneak peek of a lot of the things that are in the Connected app under the harvest section. So you can go to the New Earth Connected app and you can go down to the feed and you will be able to see all the cool things that are happening with Harvest 2021. Take a look and I'm sure that you'll be glad you did. And maybe you'll even have some cool stuff to share with people on your team and customers that might be interested in where this product comes from. And folks, that concludes the welcome section of our New Earth University today. I'm really grateful that you would join us on this journey and to share with us the spirit of Aloha as we move forward into what is going to be an exciting day. And I'm excited about the next section. You're going to want to stay close to all the social media, stay close to the app, and pay attention to the next section coming up. That is going to be at 12 p.m. Pacific time. We will be talking about science. I know you're going to love it. There's a lot of great things in store, so please don't miss it. That's going to be 12 p.m. Pacific, and we will see you then. And please make sure during this science section, you are probably going to want to share this with customers and friends, and maybe even prospects. In fact, likely prospects. So take the time to get the link, right? I want you to make sure that you can get the link that you see on your screen right now. Get that link and share that with others. You'll also see it in a bunch of other places where you can copy it and paste it and just send it to whoever you'd like. Stay close. We'll see you soon.